Hello, I'm Micks Mowers, man, and welcome to my channel. Today's video will be my little tiny Riley boy. Say hi, Riley boy.
Hi.
He's still off school, Easter half term, and we've just been shopping to go and get something for dinner.
Yeah.
I've got salad, Mummy's got salad, Nana's got salad,
Pizza.
You've got pizza. Like that makes any sense. And someone also managed to get some bacon fries out of me too, didn't you? Some Crispies. Are they kind of yummy? Yeah. So, been to go down Marks and Spencer's because that's where we shop. And on today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I picked up this Weibang off of eBay last year. And my mate Pete, you know Pete?
It's what you.
Pete BR500. He picked it up for me because it was right near him. So I then went up to go and see Pete, have a cup of tea and a slice of cake with Pete. And he had it all running. I think I wanted the carburetor clean, so he did all the work for me. However, since then, I got it back home and give it a bit of a service up and what have you. Got it running, left it running for about 20 minutes. And the engine started to really labour really hard with nothing, no drive or anything on it, just labouring really hard. The engine got excessively hot. It had plenty of oil in it, all that sort of good stuff, all good to go. Then the engine cut out. Now I do still have spark and the carburetor is good. I've had the engine running 2 or 3 times before, after that, and it still is, the revs are dropping down really low. I can't alter the revs. And again, the engine starts to go really, really slow and then cuts out again. It's not fuel delivery and it's not spark in that sense. I think the engine actually, I think it's done. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the engine off and I'll give it to my mate Pete. And Pete can take it up to his place and he can look at it for me. And he can just work till his heart's content and see what is up with it. If the engine is good, then I'll take the engine back. But Peter said, here, look at it for me, and I'll go from there. So what I've done is, I've purchased, rightly or wrongly, I've purchased a brand spanking new engine for it from Briggs bits. And the engine cost me about 300 quid all in. So that's not bad. I think it cost about £18–20 shipping. But for a brand new engine for this machine, we'll transform it, and you'll have a brand spanking new mower, pretty much. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take engine off and put the new engine back on. So a quick, straightforward, hopefully with no problems, engine swap. Get the oil in it, get it all up and running. I'll give it the 5 hours test that it requires. Dump the oil back out of it again, give it another oil change, and it'll be good to go. So, just thinking, if you have an engine, a lawnmower at home, and the engine is no good, you know, possibly you can go and buy a second-hand engine, a second-hand lawnmower for like 350–400 quid. You could just buy a complete new engine for £300, year's warranty on that engine, and your lawnmower's up and running again. This lawnmower is absolutely immaculate. There's not a mark on it. So therefore, I thought I'd give it a go. I think it's about 2012. Off the top of my head, I can't quite see from me because the label's in the way. I think it's about 2012, but I will have a look. The drive will work, so I did confirm it earlier on, and this is a commercial grade bit of kit. So, let's get the old engine off, disconnected, new engine on, and see if I can get it to run, and then, yeah, we should be good to go. If this is the first time I'm watching Micks Mowers, man, hit your subscribe button, whack the old bell.
Yay!
Good one. That way you'll be told next time I upload a video. And without further ado, let's get down and dirty. Let's do a bit of an open heart surgery engine swap. Right, so first things first, I'm going to turn the fuel off because there is still fuel in this machine, and I want to get myself a little tiny flat-headed screwdriver. I'm going to remove the throttle cable. Oh, if I can get onto it, no. I'm going to 10 or 8 mil. What's that on there? That's a 10, let's get an 8. So pretty much this is going to be a like for like swap. So quite looking forward to actually doing this one. 8 mil. That's 9. Someone's put the sockets in the wrong orientation. Yeah. Right, so 8 mil in there. We'll take that off. So yeah, 300 quid for a brand new 750 EX DOV engine, which actually I was quite happy with the price. Now Briggs bits, I will say, Briggs bits sorted me right out. They didn't muck about. They were really, really helpful, and all the rest of it, which is what I've come to expect from Briggs bits. They are without a doubt a fantastic company. Now, this engine actually come from Holland, I believe, or Sweden. No, Holland, yeah. Right, right, well, you're in my way, and now disconnect the pull cord. Right, so the next thing to do would be to take off the pull cord assembly. which is just push that round. You might get a screwdriver in there, Mick, just to open that up rather than taking it apart. Let's get a screwdriver in there just to try and prise that open. Just so I can just literally get a bit of a gap in there. Oh, drop the screwdriver. Like that, and then that'll then come out. So that's the pull cord now removed. There will be a dead man's switch around the other side of the machine, so let's go around the other. I'll turn the machine round and then we'll remove the dead man's cable off the other end, and then we'll have a little look underneath to see what's involved in getting the actual engine off. So the next thing to do is to remove the dead man's handle cable. Down here there's a cable with 2 arrowheads on it. And what you have to do is just pinch the arrowheads in with a pair of long nose pliers. Once they're in, you can then just pull and retract the cable out from its housing, and then just remove it from the actual dead man's bracket itself, and that'll be the cable then removed. Now, my friend Brandon actually has, from Texas, he's got a channel called BS Small Engines. He's actually devised a tool for that, and now I've lost my tool and I've missed it. So Brandon, if you're watching, I need a new tool, please. So hopefully he'll send me one. Right, that is, from what I understand, the bulk of this lawnmower engine now unhitched with regards to cabling, that sort of stuff. I'm now going to turn the machine back around the other way, tip it up onto its bum, and then that will expose the underneath, and hopefully I can get out all the nuts and bolts, and then get this machine off. What I might tip on its side actually, because this machine, although it's got oil in it and petrol in it, the engine's no good at the moment. So I might just tip it up on its side. That way give you guys a better view and also make it a bit easier for me. Right, with the lawnmower now up on its side, we can now go to take the blade off. That'll be next. The blade comes off, I'll give it a good sharpening a bit. I'll lose no nuts and bolts and bits and bobs. It's got a few washers there in sequence. So we'll keep those as is. And just put them down out the way so we don't lose them. Now this mower, from what I understand, when I actually bought it off of eBay, it hasn't been used commercially. It's a privately owned machine. So that's good. So hopefully the gearbox is all going to be fantastic. I say the drive does work, so I'm happy with that. So soft blow hammer, just to remove the friction disc. And then I've got a boss there. Now that's going to be an absolute pig to get off, I'm assuming. And then up inside here, I'm going to have the engine bolts to remove the engine. And we go from there. So I think the first thing to do, what I might try and do, is actually remove the engine actually off of the mower deck itself before I start to try and pull on that puller, because there's a little tiny grub screw on the shaft. Hang on, that looked like that moved then. That might have been the actual shaft moved, I think. Yeah, okay. Let me try and just find a bolt to put in there, so if I can't actually just pull it off to begin with, because it's going to be easier to pull it off whilst it's actually in situ. Right, so I've gone with a 2-jaw puller for now. I've not even tried it yet, so we'll see how we get on. Let's crank that home and see what we get. See if it wants to move or not. Hopefully it'll give up its sequence quite early on, and it won't be an absolute swine. Now these 2-jaw pullers are brilliant. Yeah, look at that, that's going to slide straight off. Lovely. No need for impact, although I have used impact before, trust me. And I picked up this 2-jaw puller off of Amazon. It's got a long leg and a short leg to it, which is fantastic, but it has already saved my bacon. I love bacon. 2 or 3 times. Look at that, look. Lovely. So 2-jaw puller, pull that off. Now up inside here, we've got a little tiny grub screw. There should just be one. I think there's one yet. Little tiny grub screw in there. And I'm going to clean that off and remove the grub screw, so that we can then remove the belt tensioner pulley on there. I'm going to go from there. So let me just grab a set of Allen keys. It'd probably be that little tiny 3mm maybe. Might be a bit smaller than that, Mick, we'll see. That's the 3mm. And I'm going to remove a little tiny grub screw. Oh, it goes, click. That was all quite on there. So a little tiny grub screw in there, we're just going to remove that. And then I can then start to retract the old belt pulley. And I'm hoping that Briggs bits have come through for me, because I give them all the make, model and code to the engine, and they were a bit conscious about the shaft on it. Now they originally said this engine is now obsolete, but by the sounds of it, they managed to find one, so I'm quite happy about that. Let me get the scrub screw out, guys. I don't want to spend about 45 minutes trying to get the scrub screw out, and you guys just watch me do that. Let me get this done, and I'll come back to you once I got it out. Right, grub screw now out. I can now hopefully try and, yeah, that will come to a degree. It's a bit of jiggery pokery, but I've got to try and slip that belt off. That'd be the best thing to happen. Slip the belt off, and then it'll then give me that pulley. It might come just a little tiny bit of persuasion. I might take that keyway out as well. Keyway down the bottom. No, too much tension on that belt. So I just slip the belt off of the back gearbox. That'd be easiest, and then just try and turn that by hand, so I can just slip the belt off and then just get access to that pulley. So let me get it done, and I'll come back to you. Right, so that really did not want to come off. So in the end, I went to Mr. Map Gas, and I got the map gas on it. I have just bent it slightly, so I've just got to bend it back into shape. But it was just a bit stuck in there. There's no reason for it to get stuck, but it's just been on there a while. So that's a bit warm at the moment. So is that. I don't want to touch any of that, because that's just a little bit warm. But if you haven't got a Map Gas, Map Plus Gas, one of these, get one. Okay, honestly, save your life. It only took about 30 seconds of heating up, and before you know it, I just put the puller back on it again, and it comes straight off. So well worth the investment as the old Map Gas. So right, that's that part of the process now done. Right, just for ease of access and for you guys to see, there's a little tiny skirt, plastic skirt goes all the way around here. I'm just going to remove that very quickly. There are a little tiny Torx bit that goes in there. All it is, it just gives me a bit better access when I go to actually remove the engine, because the engines on these are, I think they're Allen bolts on these, Allen or Torx, one or the other. I expect they'll be Allen bolts, and you can't quite get a bit in there nice and straight. And the last thing I want to be doing now at this stage of the game is breaking anything, because well, I don't. So I'm going to remove these 3 bolts here, and that will just give me this skirt that'll come off like so. So there are Torx bits in there, and then you've got these Allen bolts in here. That might be a bit too big in there, Mick. Here, I'm going down a size. You've got these Allen bolts which you need to come off to get the engine off. So let me find the right fitting bit, and I'll come back to you once I've got it, and I'll come back to you before I actually go and try and take this off. So I'll make sure I get the right size bit. So give us 2 seconds. Right, so we're now in a position to now start to remove the engine bolts itself. I'm not worried if the engine falls off. It doesn't matter, because the engine's no good at the moment until my mate Pete fixes it. So I'm going to put that into the engine slot, and before it even goes in, I just want to make sure that that's all the way home. I don't want to be mucking these up. So that goes in. Give that a bit of a tap. That crankshaft is still hot. Put that into there. There's one. And we've got Allen bolts on here. 2. I'll just turn that pressure down a touch. Right, this engine should now fall out. There it goes. Engine is now out the back. So let me get straightened up. I'll come back to you. Right, so opening the box time. Favourite time of the video. We love a big box in the old Micks Mowers shack. So let's open this up. Now hopefully, fingers crossed, Briggs bits have sent me the right engine. They did spend a lot of time mucking about. I think his name was Clive. They did spend a lot of time in researching it for me. So let's open the old box up. Hope it's not going to be a Briggs and Stratton classic in here. So it looks different already. It does look different. This is a 700 series, not a 750. Okay, well, they said it is compatible. So, got all the gump that comes with it, all that stuff. That's all there. Let's have it out the old box. I've got oil too. Got some Briggs and Stratton oil too. That's lovely jubbly. We like that. Alright, let's have a little look. Moment of truth. Is it the right engine? It looks like it. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to measure the crankshaft on here. Not that I should need to, right? Because that's why you have a company like Briggs Bits, right? Just a rough check. It has to be about right. Up against the crank, up against the crank. Yeah, it's bang on. Yeah, I do. So this should be like for like. So let's fit it, shall we? Let's have all the wrappers off. It all looks good so far. So this is a 700, so it's not actually. Oh, my Alexa's going nuts. Alexa, quiet. Alexa. Oh, my Alexa's going nuts. Right, so there is the new engine. God, that's lush on there, doesn't it? Now I'm assuming these bolts here, they're going to be self-cutting because there's no actual threads. Oh, no actual threads on here, so they will cut in themselves as you wind them home. Okay, so engine on. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try and just poke as many of these engine bolts through, so they seat, and then we just wind them in, and they're self-cut. So let me get the engine motor tip back on its side again, and then we'll go from there. But that engine looks absolutely spanking on there. Looks really, really good. So yeah, happy with that. All the throttle controls all there. Yeah, looks good. So my bit of jiggery pokery with mucking about the throttle to get the throttle to work. That should come off. There should be a hole on there, I believe. We should give me throttle control, but yeah, we should be good. So engine on its side, and we'll try and get these bolts all cut in nice. Right, so the engine's now on and bolted. So all you got to do is just put your bolt in, right? Get your impact, and just very gently guide it in, and you'll see it close up, and then just torque it up to spec. Okay, don't go hanging off of it because you're going to break it. Then there'll be tears before bedtime, all that sort of stuff. So just yeah, the bolts, they had to self-cut. They're a hardened steel bolt that go into a soft aluminium, so you know it speaks for itself. If you're going to go mad, and you're going to do damage, right? So don't do no damage. That boss is that pulley's still a bit warm for me. So next one to do is going to get a bit of non-slip on here, anti-slip, and copper slip, and then I just want to repair that pulley slightly, just where I bent it a touch. Then that can go back on. I'll be using copper slip throughout here because it's a brand new engine, and I want to make sure it's going to be good. So yeah, I'll get that pulley fixed and I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. Right, so I've repaired the pulley, just put it in a vise and just straightened up a pair of stubby nose pliers, so no biggie there. Next thing to do is I've got 2 Woodruff keys to put in. One there, which would be for my drive, and one for the blade boss. So you've got to go in there just like so. I'll leave the belt off for now, so I can slip that in a bit. So a little bit of copper slip going in. Oh yeah, lovely. A little bit of copper slip. Just going to put that on there. It just makes it a bit easier a bit later on if anyone comes to have it off. It's best to put a bit of old pants on there now rather than it gets stuck on there later. So make sure you do it for the next person, guys. Pass it forward, as they say. So we'll put the old belt drive on there now. It's going to go with the plug on the outside, and then I want the go there like that. That should just slide on. Oh, I just dropped my key. It is there. Of course, someone's giving that old chainsaw, or whatever it is, a bit of a thrashing in the back garden behind me. That's gone on there. Lovely jubbly. I'm going to try and slide that belt on now if I can. Will it go on before? No, it won't. It will go. It just wants a bit of therapy on there. I can get that. Just want to get rid of the stuff here. Now I've got a little tiny trick, which I use a pair of these on. Just grab hold of the old belt and just pass it over top, and you can just slide it over once it goes. Slide it over because it keeps hold of it, you see. Get hold of it again the other side. We're nearly there. There it goes, that's on. Right, now I want to try and just rotate this around a mix. I'll get that grub screw in, don't I? So what I might do, I might just put in very loosely the blade boss with a little bit more copper slip. And then that way I'll be able to rotate it. I know the brake is off. Brake is on the engine, guys. I'm aware of that. A bit more copper slip on, just there, and then just going to put the keyway in, and then I'm get my blade boss. I'm just going to slide that on into this little tiny home. There it goes, and that will give me the ability just to move that round to there, take that back off again, and then I can put that little tiny grub screw that came out, put a little tiny grub screw in there. Now just make sure that your pulley, your belt pulley is not actually touching the top of the engine. It shouldn't do, but if you're just not quite sure, then just put it back a hair's breadth before you do this up, okay? So don't lose your grub screw like I'm about to. Just put it in there nice and gently. It's only a little tiny hole, so you can't go and just forcibly putting it in. A little bit of lube, a little bit of perseverance. Tickle it with your finger, that's what I always find always helps. Oh my word, I'm going to spend half an hour fighting with a grub screw. Let me get Allen key on that, and I'll come back to you once I've got that little git in. Okay, so next on my list is a bit more copper slip. I was mucking about a bit earlier on, so I put plenty on there. You can't, you know, put it on liberally, guys, because you just don't want this thing getting stuck later on. So don't be frightened of putting your finger in there and having a good old rummage. Because the more on there, the better, and just save the job for somebody else a bit later on, and they'll thank you for it. So that's all now on. I can now put my blade boss on, and I have got to sharpen the blade yet. That's got to be done. Let me just find yeah, there it goes. That's all gone on lovely. Good. I've got to sharpen the blade. Get that done before it goes on. I've got to put a friction disc on as well. All that sort of good stuff. So let me get the blade sharpened, get the friction disc put back on, blade on top, torque that down, and then we'll tip the mower back onto its wheels and roller, and then we should be pretty much good to go for just get set up before we have a little bit of a fire up. Right, so only a couple of things left to do now. Gotta put some oil in this baby. Now I want to do that now because I don't want to forget later on. I'm not allowed. Mrs. Peter come home from work, I get distracted, come down later on late at night, fire the machine up, and it'll be no good for nothing. So first thing I want to do is put some oil in the machine. In the event that I do go to start it, we've definitely got oil in there. That's brand spanking new engine, so there'll be no oil in there at all. And it'll take around about 500ml, give or take, but it has got a dipstick on there to show you minimum and maximum level anyway. So all I'm going to do is just get my oil, which come with the machine. You get, how much do you get with it? SE30, 0.6 of a litre. It should be pretty much all of it, I'd say. Just going to pierce the top, and then we're just going to pour that straight in to the engine. I'll put well over 3/4 in first, and then we'll go from there just to make sure we're actually up to the desired level. You can probably read it in the handbook what it actually does take, but it's no different to filling up a car with oil. So in goes the oil. So I'm going to put just over 3/4 in, which should be enough just to give me a decent reading. Generally they give you just enough oil to do the task. So yeah, a little bit left in there, so just let that run down, and then I'll come back to you once I've done that and put a bit of petrol in as well now, get the petrol done. And then just got to hook up the cables so that we've got throttle control, and we should be good to go. So yeah, let's get the cable on next, just whilst the oil's running down. So cable on for the throttle. So I've just got to remove this little tiny red little bung here. There's a little tiny, like a bung on here, sort of come off. We'll take that off, that's it. And then the cable can go onto there like so. Now, if it's the same as the other one, my cable was actually already there. Now, we do supply you with the bits that go on here in the pack, okay? But I've got my own, so because this is what come off the engine. I guess it's going to go around about there. So we'll try that for now, see how we get on. That bloke is just revving that hedge cutter for love nor money. You're proper giving it some. Right, let's just put that on there. Like that. Let's just test that throttle control. So that should be that's fast, and then that fast or what? That's the speed. So fast and then slow. That's variate. That one there. That's a variate. So this actually doesn't. It must have a throttle control on it, Mick. Which is that one there. Doesn't seem to be doing a lot. I'm hoping that's not actually broken off that throttle cable there. Let me just take that off of there. It might be a bit seized. But it should work. You might want to just a bit of a investigation into the throttle body itself up top of the lever, so I might have to fix that myself in a minute. But does that move? It does move, yeah, look, okay. Yeah, that's actually stuck. So if that cable's actually broken inside at the top of the arm, or what's happened with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that off for now, because I can always just adjust the throttle by hand, and I can just do the cable in my own leisure a bit later on. But that's not actually doing anything at all. Let me just bring that cable up through there. It's that one there. So yeah, that's not doing anything. Oh, there you go. It's just starting to move now. There you go. We've got a little bit of play. Yeah, not a lot, but I think someone's actually come adrift up the top end. Someone's not quite hooked up there, so you've only got that much play on it. So that one's looking into. I can do that in my leisure, no problem at all. Just got to hook up my dead man's cable, which was just one around the back here. Do you remember? Just hook it on around the back, and then just put the cable on the other end. It's just exactly the same as it came off, no different. And on it goes, just like so. That's that cable now in place. And now my dead man's cable should all work, which it does. So next thing to do will be to check the oil level, top the oil level off, and then we can put some petrol in, take it outside, and give it a bit of a run. It looks like I have just got to do the throttle control, but I think it has just broken off the top end of the arm. So I've just got to take the arm apart, get that fixed. It's no big at all. I can sort that out in 2 minutes. Right. So true to fashion, the throttle cable on the top of the hand has got a bit of a bend in it, and I think it's just where it's been weathered. It's a bit rusty in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut the end of that throttle cable off, and all I'm going to do is just going to thread a new cable in. Now I've got videos. If you punch in Micks Mowers cable repair into your search engine on YouTube here, you'll find how I repair my cable. So all I'm going to do, I just bought some 1.5 solid core throttle cable, right? And they're really, really easy to repair or make. Cut enough cable off just to suit what you need, and then cut the end of the old cable off, and cut the other end off. Pull that through. See how stiff that is. That can come out. We get rid of that. Now, I'm just going to bung in some WD-40. Now, some of you say, "No, WD-40 is a water disposable fluid." Yeah, right, okay, whatever. Just put it in there and run that out so it comes out the other end. It's already come out. So it's not actually filthy dirty in there. It's just a little bit stiffy and dirty in there. That's all it is. So take it out. Oh, okay, you can run some lube in there, what you're going to put in there, but WD-40 is fine. Then put the new cable in. slung that through all the way. A bit tight just there, but that's where the cable's going. A bit tight just there, and I'll work it backwards and forwards a bit. Comes out the other end. There it is there. This is easy. I very rarely buy any cables nowadays. I tend just to make my own. It's just so much easier. So I'm going to put a little tiny Z bend in the end of it. We've got a Z bender here. Okay. Get them on Amazon, eBay, Stens. Put it in there. Bend it. Twist it into that one. Bend it up. Gives a perfect little Z bend. Look like that. Yeah. That can go in the other end in a minute. I'll put that up there. And then all I want to do is exactly the same this end of a cable. Put another Z bend in here. You may have to cut the other one off first just to marry it all up. But it's no biggie. Put one into here. Bend. Bend. And that one's going to go up the top end. So let me just get that one fitted first. Get the top of the handle all secured. And then I'll come back down and show you how I marry the other end up. So let me get that done. Right, so we're now ready to set this cable up now, because now we're sort of in a position where we can now adjust this one forward. Now, all we have to remember is that cable's going to go around about there somewhere, and then we need to put a Z bend in, and so when we operate the cable, it'll push this forward, okay? So, I'm going to say it wants to be about there, so I'm going to cut the cable ahead of that. So give it about 5 mil, 10 mil ahead, right? And then I'm going to put a Z bend in there, into the hole, bend it, and bend it t'other way. It goes in the hole, baby. I think this Z bend is a little bit worn. I've got two out of my finger. I've got two, but you know me for throwing stuff away. There you go. Bend that forward. Right, so now this one can now go up inside there, all the way around. Nice, decent angle, bedangle. All the way back, because when I now put this on, I want to make sure that we've got a decent angle. So let's just bend it up a touch. That can go into there. Just going to nick that up with a little tiny 8 mil, and then we'll adjust it. So let's just nick it up, and that's now set to idle on the bottom. So I'm going to come all the way back here to idle there, and then do this up. So once that's done up now, not too tight, just tight. Now it's done up. Now when I adjust the cable, this should now move. There you go. All the way forward, all the way back. All the way forward, all the way back. Done. Right, it's got to now check your oil, put the petrol in, and we'll take it outside, put some tools away, and try and fire this little cookie up. Hopefully, it'll all be good to go. So, see you outside in 2 minutes. Right, I just let my spaniel out. She's going crackers. Come on, Pip, here. Come on, Pip. Good girl. Where are you? Come here, dog. Here, come here. Come here and say hello. Good girl. You love the old nice weather, don't you? Hey, you are definitely a better weather dog. Right, so we should be in a position where the lawnmower should start. Now, I haven't actually tried to start it yet at all, full stop. So it's got oil in it. It's got petrol in it. Just want to bring this pull cord up to here. It probably starts to pull it, I expect. Right, let's put that into there. Right, so it should go, I would have thought. So let's put a bit of rev on it. It's automatic choke. Let's see what happens. So, started first pull. Just let that warm up just for a minute. I was going to bring the rev down a touch. Just let that warm up. So the only one thing that it didn't come with, which I'm a little bit miffed about really. I'm not. It doesn't really upset me, but just a little bit miffed about it. It didn't come with an exhaust guard. I don't know if you noticed in the video, but it didn't come with one. So I put the old one on there for now. I might just spray it up. there you go, all running, doing what it should do. Brand new 7 horsepower 700 series engine on there. So it's got a new spark plug, new air filter anyway, as part of it, because it's a brand new engine. But yeah, it's all singing, all dancing. Let's get a little run. Now it's just had sort of 3 or 4 minutes just to get the oil up in that cylinder. We'll get a little tiny run up the garden, see what it does. Let's drop that height control down a bit. Put it about there. So that's on slow variator, on the slow walking pace. So I want to make sure the variator actually works. And I'll do that when I get up the top of the garden and walk back round again. So at the moment it's on the slowest pace possible. Nice stripe, nice too. Righty, get away buddy. So we'll engage it and then we're going to engage the fast control. There you go, yeah, that's a lot faster. So the variator all works. Were you doing some dancing then, were you? So the variator all works, the gearbox all works. So for a little lawnmower that I got off of eBay, it wasn't very expensive. I think I paid about 120 quid for it. I've now managed to put another engine on, 300 quid, and now I've got myself a brand spanking new lawnmower. That's on the slowest cut going, and then fast variator there, for your faster speed. So nice. I like that quite a lot. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to allow that machine now just to run about a little bit. I will just pick the speed up to the touch, but I just want the engine to run for about 45 minutes, full tank of petrol, just as it is, because what I want to be doing, I want to be taking the oil out of here after about 5 hours. Come on Pip, here, come on Pip, good girl. I want to be running the engine for about 5 hours, put it about there, then do a full tank of fuel. I'll do it again tomorrow morning, and then I'll run it for about another hour in the morning and about an hour in the afternoon, and then after that I should dump the oil back out, put fresh oil back in again. That'll be all done for the season. Good to go. A lovely brand spanking new Weibang for about 450 quid.
Yeah.
So nice, yeah. Nice machine that. I like it a lot, so yeah, super happy. Right, so that's a Weibang all done. Are you giving me kisses, are you? You're a very happy dog. I'll tell you something, we've got this little puppy for Riley, because he was terrified of dogs, weren't he, buddy? Absolutely terrified, and now it's hard to tell where she starts and he begins. I tell you, they're joined at the hip, these two. So Weibang now is on its run. Going to run for about an hour, give or take. Do a full tank of gas, and then I'll do the same tomorrow morning and the same tomorrow afternoon. So how about 3.5, 4 hours of solid running? I might even cut the lawn as well whilst we're at it. And then I should dump the oil out and put fresh oil back in again. So it just gets rid of all the metallics within the engine. So that just does that. So yeah, a brand spanking new Weibang, lush. Cost me about £450 all in, but the machines themselves are better than that anyway. And in fact, they're about 1,200 quid brand new. So yeah, super happy. Yes, Riley.
Pip.
Come on, Pip. Yeah, Pippi, come on here. Good girl. Come down. Come on up here. Come up here. Good girl. Where are you? Good girl. Come up here, Nate. This is your daddy. So yeah, super happy with that. Why people just don't, if you've got a decent machine, just whack a new engine on it. For the sake of 300 quid, could be good to go. Yeah, the gearboxes could be temperamental after 2 or 3 years if they're brand new used commercially, but that's been used privately, it's not been used commercially. So yeah, super happy with that. Thank you very much to my very good friend Pete BR500 for picking it up for me and trying to get it to run. But he's now going to have the old engine. He'll take that apart. I don't have time for that. And if you get the engine all running, then yeah, that'd be good too, because you'll probably just sell the engine on as well as a good second-hand spare. So we'll see how we get on with that, but that's down to Pete. So there you go. Quick little video there for you on how to do an engine swap from an old knackered engine to a brand spanking new one. If you like this little video, then give us a old thumbs up, hit the old subscribe button, and whack the old bell.
Dibby ding.
Dibby ding. That way you'll be on next time we upload another video, and we look forward to you girls and guys next time on Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, don't forget, much more importantly,
Dashing.
take her easy.